Can you mute the participants? Okay, welcome everybody. I am Nicole Mitchell, and I would like to welcome you to our webinar today. I am really grateful that you took the time to be here today, because I know that there's a lot of stuff happening for a lot of people around the world at the moment. Our world is in crisis, and people are just not sure what's happening, where they are, and pretty much what's happening. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Nicole Mitchell, and I'm part of the team of Uncovering Greatness. And pretty much what I bring to the team is I just help people shift where they're at. I work around shifting people's abilities, around shifting people's mindsets, and just helping people go out, reach for more, have more, become more, do more. Because I don't know about you, I certainly have found that everybody has greatness inside of them. And everybody just needs to be able to unlock that greatness within themselves so that they can create more. And if I can share a little bit around my story with you, I pretty much a couple of years ago, I found myself in a place where couldn't get out of bed in the morning. I was struggling with life. I couldn't understand what was wrong with me, what was happening. And I was like, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who to ask for help, because on the outside, everything looks great. Everything looks like my world is amazing. I have a fabulous husband. I have 2 beautiful girls. I don't have to go to work. Financially, we're stable. Nothing in my life is upside down, but yet that was how I was feeling. I couldn't understand why. And pretty much, I don't know who of you have heard of a gentleman by the name of Blair Singer. If you've heard of Blair Singer, if you can just type into the chat box, Blair Singer, that would be great. And Blair Singer is one of the Rich Dad advisors. He works with directly with Robert Kiyosaki. And before I continue, maybe I should ask this question. Can you guys hear me okay? If you can hear me, if you can just give me a thumbs up or type it in the chat box that you can hear me. Okay, fabulous. Thank you, Margaret. That is great. Because I didn't do a sound check at the beginning, so it would be a great place to start, is to do a sound check. So thank you for that. So basically, if I get back to where I was pretty much, Blair Singer came out to South Africa to do a program with my husband, Barry Mitchell, and Blair actually recommended that I do some work with his personal mindset coach, who is a lady by the name of Seal Stanford. Seal Stanford works out of the US, and she has an organization called Advanced Coaching and Leadership Center. And pretty much what they do is we work in the zones. So here would be an example of the zones. Are you in the red zone, the yellow zone, or the green zone? And where I found myself down here. I was in the red zone, couldn't do anything right. I just didn't feel like my life was going okay. And as I said, I couldn't understand why. I started working with Seal Stanford and some of her team at the Advanced Coaching and Leadership Center. And within 6 months, I was able to go from the red zone up here into the green zone. And the reason why I was in the red zone was because I had had a very traumatic experience in my childhood. I grew up in a pretty abusive home, and my dad was removed from the house by the High Court. And there was a lot of those kind of things that I had never, ever understood or truly dealt with. So by working through the zones, I was able to shift myself into the green zone. And I've become incredibly passionate about helping other people just like you. Whether you are winning in life or whether you're not winning in life, I want to be able to help you. Because if you're winning, sometimes we hit a block that stops us from keeping on winning. And today what we are seeing is a new game has begun. It's basically life. And this is my opinion, I believe that life will never be the same again. The new normal will be different from the old normal. and we will see a difference in where our world is at. I truly believe that technology will play a much bigger part in the lives of people. I mean, I've seen it already with my children. I have 2 teenage daughters, one at university, one in high school. They have both had to shift and move their studies online so that they can continue their learning. And myself, I know a lot of my business I have done on Zoom and other platforms, but now I've got to start increasing my level of technology and the amount of time that I spend on technology. So for me, I believe that our world has become a different place and that a new game has begun. The question that I see a lot of people asking themselves is, can you win in the game of life right now? And I believe, yes, you can. You can totally win in the game of life right now. The problem is that most people are stuck in the past. So they're stuck in, like for me, when I said I was in the red zone down here, I was stuck in my past experiences. I was living my life in the present. I was stuck in the emotions and all the negativity from my past, which was keeping me collapsed here, which didn't allow me to create my future going forward. If that makes sense to you, if you can just type future into the chat box, that would be awesome. If you can do that. Word future, Margaret, thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome. So a lot of people think that their past is, they'll tell you, my past doesn't affect me. My past is, it's over with. It's just because you're living here today does not mean that you're not recreating your past. A lot of people today are recreating their past. They have no idea that they're even doing it. I'll give you an example. I use my mother-in-law. Great, thank you, Shingi. I appreciate it. I see you there. Thank you, Kirsten. Awesome. But if I go back to my mother-in-law, we'll go out to dinner. And every time we go out to dinner, I know this is just, I hope she's not watching. I know this is just my mother-in-law, and none of you can relate to this. My mother-in-law will go out to a really fancy restaurant. We'll spend a fortune on dinner. And what happens? You guessed it. She will complain. She always gets the worst meal. She always picks the wrong food. She always has something wrong with her food. Always. It's predictable because she is recreating her past from a past negative experience that she's had somewhere along the line at a restaurant somewhere. And she believes that every time she goes into a restaurant, she is going to get a bad experience. And it may just be bad service. It could be a bad waiter. It could be, you name it. It could even be that they cut lemons the wrong way. What kind of restaurant cuts the lemons the wrong way? That will completely destroy her meal. This is what I know, is that she is recreating her past experiences because she believes that whenever she goes out to a restaurant, she's going to have a bad experience. So if you guys know somebody or you can relate to this, just put, if you can type lemon into the chat box, that would be great. If you can relate to this, because I'm pretty sure you all have that one person. It may not be your mother-in-law. It may be somebody else. It may be a family member. It may be great. Thank you. I see all those comments. So thank you. Appreciate it. And we all have that one person that they are predictable. We know that wherever we go, something negative is going to happen in their space. Why? Because they are taking their past experiences and they are using it to create their future. They think that they're living in the future. And they're living in the present. Sorry. They think they're living in the present. But they're still stuck in that past experience over here with the emotions and the negativity. And they are using that to create their life now. So the question that I want to ask you is, how do you change that? How do you start winning in the game of life and start changing those negative past experiences so that you can shift yourself into the future and create a better life? So one of the first things that I would want to suggest to you is we have this ability. It's called being present. I believe that it is the number one ability out of any abilities, and abilities are talents that we have. They are things that we do. Everybody has abilities. So you have an ability to listen. You have an ability to be a mom. You have an ability to be a wife or a husband or a daughter or a son. You have an ability to teach. You have an ability to create something out of nothing. You may have an ability to make money. You may have an ability to communicate or connect with people. Every single person has abilities within them. But I truly believe that every single ability you have starts with being present. And presence is the ability to be here now, in this space, in this time, and not focus on anything else. Because when you are able to be here now, all your fears disappear, all your worries disappear, and you can just be here in the moment. It doesn't mean they disappear for life. It doesn't mean they go away. It just means that in this moment now, you can focus on, what do I need to do right now? What do I have control over right now? Well, I have control over me. I have control over what I do. I have control over my actions. I don't have control over my cell phone not working. I don't have control over what somebody else said or what somebody else did. I have control over me. In the moment, in the now, I can make a choice. When I understand that I'm here now, present, I can choose what my reaction is going to be. I can choose what my next steps are going to be. But if you're not present, if you are focusing on, I give you an example, especially with COVID-19 at the moment, it's the big, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's like, how many deaths are there right now? How many hospital beds are there? What is our government doing to make sure that our healthcare workers are looked after? When you're in the present, you will understand that you don't have any control over any of those things right now. You have control over you. You have control over, do I wear a mask or not when I go out to the supermarket, or I go outside my home or outside my office? Do I have hand sanitizer? Am I being deliberate about social distancing? Those are things that you have a choice over. You can decide on those choices. But if you're not present, if you're focusing on how many deaths there are and all that stuff that's going on and what's all the negativity that's being posted out there, what that does is it stops you from creating your future. It stops you from moving over here. And one of the things that I see a lot of is what we call agreement. It's basically two people agree on the same thing. So if an example is, right now, governments around the world have agreed that COVID-19 is life-threatening, it's economy-threatening, and we need to shut down all the economies across the globe. We need to close every single border around the world, and everyone is in agreement with that. That is what needs to happen. Is this making sense to you guys? If this is making sense to you, type sense into the chat box. I'd love to get some feedback. If this is making sense to you, if you could do that for me, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Great. Kristen, thank you. Great. So all our governments around the world are agreeing that COVID-19 is, we need to shut our borders, and that's their agreement. That has become the reality for everyone around the world, is that all the borders are closed, lockdown is in place, and you cannot move. That is the reality. So the agreement that our governments went into has created that reality. So, and I'm just going to get a flip chart here so that you guys can see this. But pretty much, agreement creates reality. And you can take that into every single area in your life in terms of agreement creates reality, because agreement could be, we don't have any money. That will become your reality. I've seen it in terms of people that are saying to me, I can't afford to do stuff. You kind of go, what do you mean you can't afford to do it? No, there's no money in the economy. You're kind of going, okay, so did your boss pay you a salary? Yes. Did you generate, what else has changed? Oh, no. The government's telling me there's no money in the economy and I need to hold on to my paycheck, and I need to, because that becomes the reality. There's no money around. So people's reality is that times are tough because everyone's gone into agreement with it. Well, this is the next step, is reality is not truth. Our government's, an example would be that what's happening right now is everyone's gone into agreement that you have to wear a mask. Your reality right now is you cannot go into a supermarket without wearing a mask. You cannot buy groceries without wearing a mask. But the reality is, it's not the truth. Reality is not truth. The truth is that if we all decided that we weren't going to wear masks, if we all decided that, you know what, stuff it, we could actually go shopping without a mask. We could, but because there is agreement, that becomes the reality. And the question I want to ask you is, what have you gone into agreement with that is not the truth? What is not the truth in your life right now is your reality? Because when you find what the truth is, you can change it. If you are sitting in the reality of there's no money right now and I don't have any, I would say to you, that is rubbish. That is not the truth. The truth is you have an abundance of abilities around you that you can use to create more in your life right now. There are hundreds and thousands of things that you can do. You can go and sell other people's products. You can go and learn technology. How much has the technology industry just boomed right now because people need people to do stuff online for them? If you're online right now, what are you doing to get a hold of that? What are you doing to educate yourself? What are you doing to start creating something? But if I go back to, if you're not present, if you're not in the now, you're stuck in your past and you're stuck in the emotions of I don't have, I can't do, you're sitting in the wrong reality. You're not in the truth, therefore you cannot create anything. I would really encourage you, find the truth. What is the truth? I just know right now there's a lot of stuff out there around COVID-19, and it is not, if you can run the numbers. I heard a stat yesterday around the death rate in America, and this just blew my mind, is that there have been less deaths right now in the US in the last 6 weeks than there were 12 months ago at the same time. There have been less deaths in America in the last 6 weeks. Since they had the lockdown and COVID-19 started in America and blew up, they've had less deaths. Death rate is, I think, negative 0.5% down from last year. What does that tell you? What is the truth? What is the truth? Do you know? That just blew my mind, because everyone's saying, oh, Donald Trump's doing this and it's such a bad this, and we need to. What is the truth? If you start to run the numbers, understand the truth. If you are running your own business right now, what is the truth? Can you shift your reality to the truth so that you can find what it is that you can do, you're in control of right now? And I use this example. I have a jar here with some oil and some water, and I just think it's such an awesome analogy, because if this is you, if you're sitting here in the red zone and you don't believe that you're worthy, you don't believe that you can do a whole lot of stuff, and this is life happening around you, the oil on the top, go and find out, go and do some courses, go and immerse yourself in this stuff and go and find out. And what happens is you'll start to feel a whole lot better. You'll start to make a difference. You'll start to find some things. You'll start to find some truth. But the problem is, it may not be enough. You may not find enough truth. You may not find enough presence. You may not find enough things going right for you. That's okay. Because you just go immerse yourself in some more stuff. Go find some more stuff. And eventually, over a period of time, you'll start to become more present. You'll start to become more aware. And the moment you find yourself starting to separate, starting to become, oh, I feel really yuck. I feel really, oh, what can I do? That's when you need to submerge yourself in the right people. Get on a course. Just get phone some people, connect with some people, put yourself in action. Get online. There is so much positivity out there. Stop watching Netflix. It's rubbish. It's reality. It's not truth. If you believe that, and I've seen it, a number of people, they're like, oh, I've got nothing to do all day, I have to watch Netflix. Seriously? You not realize that you cannot avoid reality? Or maybe I should say it this way. You can avoid reality. You can avoid truth. You can avoid all this stuff. You can go into complete denial. But this is what I know. You cannot avoid the consequences of reality, and you cannot avoid the consequences of truth. They will catch up with you. And they will show you what's really out there. But if this is making sense to you, if you can type in the word truth, that would be really awesome. And if this is valuable, yeah, if you can type in the word truth. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate it. And what I really wanted to do today is give you some tips and tools around how to keep yourself in the space where you are submersed in the right place. You're in the green zone up here. You're in the truth. And you are able to keep moving forward. And one of the things is just become present with yourself. Just be present. So presence is here at this time, at this place, and pretty much the number one way to get present. I mean, you can take your cell phone, you can turn it on, put it into selfie mode, and you can literally do this. And for 1 minute, you can stare at yourself. And you just get present with yourself. Just by me doing that, getting up close and smiling, how many of you felt the mood shift in yourself? And if you're aware of where your mood is at, you can make a difference. So just get present with yourself. If you are uncomfortable, if that is uncomfortable, that's okay. Go do it with somebody else. Go sit down with somebody else, get in front of them, knee to knee, and just stare at them. If you've got kids at home, play a staring competition. Have some fun with it. And understand that when you're present, you become more connected with people. You become more aware of their emotions, their feelings. You become more aware of your own feelings. The next thing is, are you looking after your health? In this time with COVID-19, I truly believe the number one tool that you have to protect yourself is your health. By being healthy, you boost your immune system. Are you exercising? Are you eating properly? Are you drinking enough water? I know myself, I have to remind myself regularly, drink water. Because I don't do it. It's too easy to have a cup of tea, especially when it gets cold. So what I've started doing, instead of drinking tea, I've been drinking hot water, because I know that I need to boost my level of immunity by keeping my body hydrated. Also, I know that if I'm not hydrated, I get headaches, then I can't focus, or I get, and if you are sitting in that space, it's simple, it's easy, it's not difficult to do. The problem is most of us just don't do it. Exercise. Are you exercising? I mean, we've had lockdown, I don't know, 50-something days here in South Africa now, and we're allowed out between 6 in the morning and 9 in the morning. Are you utilizing that time to go and exercise? Are you using that time to go and build your immune system? Get yourself healthy. I know something for me, it's been a huge, huge win. And I'm really grateful that my family has, they're, I don't want to say health fanatics, but we're a very sporting family. And so every single day, one of us is exercising. So we've been doing CrossFit classes. Because we're doing it together, we've created accountability, because I know winter's coming, or it's here, and it's like, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's suddenly cold. It's like, I don't want to do that. Well, are you getting yourself accountable with somebody? And you do that. I mean, it's easy to do, but it's just as easy not to do. Are you in the reality of, it's cold, and I'm going to make an agreement with my family that it's cold and I'm tired and I don't want to exercise? But that's not the truth. The truth is, if I don't exercise today, in 3 months' time, I'm not going to be exercising at all, and I'm going to be unfit and unhealthy. I'm going to expose my body to coronavirus, and there's a more likelihood that I could get sick or sicker, or it will have more of an effect. Are you managing the expectations around lockdown and COVID-19? A lot of people today, I saw it last week, Cyril Ramaphosa said, President's going to be addressing the nation, and everybody that I know got super excited, because they're like, yay, level 5 lockdown is going to be over. The President's going to announce we're going into level 4 or level 3 or whatever it is. And everybody went into this, yay, we're going to be allowed out more. We're going to be able to go to our offices. And what happened was, our president said, the short version would be, I know something's happening. I don't know what the something is. And when I need to speak to somebody, and when I know what that somebody has and they've had something to say, then I'll be able to give that's what somebody said back to you. And then you'll know, then I'll know something, and then you'll know something. Everybody went, what? Like, what just happened? Oh. And the next day, everybody that I spoke to, you could feel their energy was down and drained. I had joked with everybody. I said, don't expect anything. He's probably just going to come and say, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm not leaving you in lockdown, which is pretty much what he did. Are you managing the expectation of COVID-19 is here, it is here to stay, and I have no control over it, and I don't know what's going to happen next. So I'm going to continue with my life, and I'm going to take control of my life and make it work, instead of waiting. Because when you're sitting waiting and you're not managing those expectations, you're going to find yourself in a downward spiral. You're going to find yourself getting more and more down, depressed, a lot of anger, frustration. It's going to affect your future. It's going to affect the next few months. I know myself, I certainly want to make sure that my health is in a great place. Because if I'm healthy, I can look after my mind. I can be active. When I get in that space where I'm starting to feel down, and I can do some exercise, I can shift where I'm at, I can create something different. So are you being aware of what is happening? Are you aware of what your reality is? Are you aware of what the truth is? Because that, when you're aware of the truth, you can put yourself in the green zone, you can start to create something different, you can start to shift where you're at. And one of the things that I saw this, I was watching a church service on the weekend, and I saw a gentleman do this, and it's just what's so real to me. I just thought I have to share it with you guys, because and I have to share it with you because it just made so much sense to me. It just helped me get so much better understanding of why people are stuck, why they're not moving forward. So I have a glass of water here. Hope you guys can see it. And then I have some green food coloring, and it's quite funny. I'm going to share this with you. I realized that I've got a green jersey on, and I've got a green wall. So I'm making sure everyone's going green today. I didn't plan that, but I did notice that at one point I was like, oh, there's a lot of green. But anyway, so I've got some green food coloring here. If this is you, the glass is you, and life happens, and you have a bad experience. You lose a loved one. You have, I don't know, you have a car crash, and you have something negative happen to you. And pretty much what happens is, after a period of time, you don't quite feel yourself again. You don't quite feel like you're okay. And I hope you guys can see this, is that there's glass water, and I'm just going to stir it up. And pretty much what happens is all the negative emotions that you feel start to take over your life, and it affects where you're at. And so somebody comes along and says, you know what you need to do? You need to do some gratitude. Okay, cool. So I'll do a little bit of gratitude. I'll be grateful today. I'll be grateful. Cool. I'll be a little bit grateful. And then the next day, somebody else comes along and says, you know what, you need to do some exercise. That'll help you do some exercise. So for a couple of days, you go along and you do some exercise, and you kind of go, cool, and you feel a little bit better, but you still don't feel great. I know this only happens to me. It doesn't happen to you guys. You kind of go, I'm going to exercise. I know New Year's resolutions, a great example. I'm going to exercise. So I do exercise kind of a week later, and 3 days later, you know what? This exercise thing, I'm tired of it. It's not working for me. Nothing's changed. Nothing in our life's changed. And we go back to this reality of nothing in my life is changing, and I suck, and my life sucks, and this COVID-19 thing is getting the better of me. Instead of going, you know what, I'm going to keep doing my exercise, and I'm going to keep doing the gratitude exercise, and I'm going to keep pouring positivity into my life. I'm going to do it today, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to do it next week. After a period of time, what's going to happen? I'm going to start to shift. After a period of time, it gets easier for me to exercise. It gets easier for me to do things. And there's going to be hiccups where I kind of go, oh, I don't feel like it. And we're going to stop. And what happens, we feel better. Life's looking a little bit greener, or a little less greener. But one of the things is you've got to keep working at it. You've got to keep pushing through. You've got to keep taking action. You've got to keep doing the exercises. You've got to keep doing those things. And a hiccup's going to come along. You got to push through it, and you've got to say, I'm going to keep taking action. I'm going to keep every single day do my gratitude exercise. I'm going to keep eating healthy. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep shifting myself. What's going to happen is, by pouring all that positive stuff into you, you're going to find yourself in a space where you become for you again. And you can see what's happened is we go back to a space where we feel like we can cope with life again. We feel like we can do more. We feel so much better because we kept pushing through and we kept creating stuff and we kept making things happen. So where are you stuck? Where are you stopped? You understand the truth is if I keep doing my exercises every day, if I keep doing presence every day, if I hold myself accountable to my business and what I'm doing, I can build myself back up to where I'm capable of doing more, having more, becoming more. I'm uncovering the greatness inside of me because you deserve to have all the things that you want. You deserve to have more. You deserve to be yourself and to create more. And I really want to encourage you is keep doing the things that you don't think are working, because it's only after a period of time where you are able to shift yourself, when you will start to feel better. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep making calls in business. You know, those clients that are turning you down, keep calling, keep reaching out to people, keep yourself in the right space, keep connecting with people, because the right things will start to happen. You will find yourself a lot clearer. Your mind will become clearer. Your message will become clearer. Things that you do will become clearer. And you will have way more clarity on what it is that you're trying to create. Because if you don't, you're going to go back to that murky green water and you're not going to be able to focus on anything. You're going to be sitting in this reality over here, which is not the truth. So I really want to encourage you, and I say this all the time, these are simple things to do. It is so simple to take 10 minutes every morning and write down all the things that you're grateful for. It is so simple to create half an hour and do exercises. It's not difficult. It's so easy to make the right food choices in the supermarket. Just don't walk down the aisle that has all the chips and the cold drinks and the crap. And yes, when you're walking through the checkout counter at Woolies and you're standing there, just look at the healthy things. Okay, I'd rather buy a packet of raw nuts than chocolates over here. Do yourself that favor, is just make the decision, because it's those little decisions that you make every single day that will make a huge difference in the future. It will allow you to create more. It will allow you to have more. It will affect your health. I mean, I certainly know I don't want to get COVID-19. I really believe that the truth is every single person on this planet is going to be exposed to it sooner or later. Everybody's going to be exposed to it. If I'm not looking after my health now, in 3 months' time, when everything gets opened again and all the borders are open and everyone's traveling again and things are sort of going back to what we would term normal, you're going to be exposed to the virus. You have the right mindset. You have the right expectation. You have the right plans, tools, and techniques in place to protect you and your family and your business, the people around you when you're going to need it. Because you may not need it now, but you are going to need it at some point. So, just to recap, presence. Become present with yourself. Focus on something. And just, if you do meditation, whatever it is, it's okay. But become connected with yourself. When you're present with yourself, your health, you can feel when your body has eaten something unhealthy. I know certainly my one of my daughters is she's not allergic to bananas. She knows when she eats bananas, they don't make her feel so great. Because she's a sports person. She's present with her body. Her body needs to be operating at an optimum level when she's playing hockey on the hockey field. She cannot afford to eat a banana and have it make her feel nauseous and before she goes in, or she's playing hockey later that day. It's important for her because she's present with her body. She knows what foods affect her. So that's what presence is do you know, are you aware of what it does to you? I know that if I have pasta, I wake up the next day and my joints get sore. I'm aware that pasta does that to me. So now I can make a choice. Am I going to eat the pasta, or am I going to wake up with sore joints in the morning? And then I know that that's what it's from. Or am I going to say, well, you know what? It's not worth it. Now I have a choice because I was present enough to know that the pasta affects me. It's like Michaela's present enough to know that bananas affect her on the hockey field. So are you present with your body to know what affects you? I certainly know in our house, sugar affects me way more than it does my youngest daughter, Danielle. Sugar, if I have sugar and chocolates and things, it gives me a headache. It drains my energy. Now when I eat it, I have a choice. Am I aware that tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to feel and heavy and yuck? And okay, good. Well, then tomorrow morning when or let's say I've eaten chocolate yesterday, today when I wake up, do I know that heaviness is mine and it's from chocolate, or is it actually that heaviness is from somebody else that I was talking to that was moaning and groaning? Am I aware of those moods and emotions and where they come from? Okay, so be present. Just spend some time with yourself, just connecting with yourself. And when you're present, you can kind of also ask yourself the question, what is it that I want? What do I want out of the game of life right now? Because there are a lot of people that want more, but they're stuck in that darkness, that heaviness of, I can't see how I can get it. And it's not that they don't know what they want. They're stuck in all the other stuff that's happened in their life going, oh, I was born in a poor family and it's not my fault. And, my parents never told me about money. And because reality's wrong. So I really would encourage you, go after your wants. Be grateful that you have wants. Be clear on what those wants are. If you want more money, what is the money going to give you? Look at all of those things. Be present. Understand what they are. Put some positivity into your life. Be grateful. Be grateful for the things that you have. I certainly know myself, we've kind of looked at it and gone, wow, we are so grateful that we got to spend 55 days unbroken with our two girls. And what have we been able to do with them? What have we learned from them? What have they learned about us? We've been able to share those kind of things with them. We were talking about it today. Even simply like we have 3 dogs, and one of our dogs, their behavior has just completely changed because we've all been at home. And it's just fascinating to watch. And it's like, wow, I'm so grateful that I've been able to see that and appreciate that. Instead of whinging and whining about not going to work, we've kind of gone, wow, look how much money we've saved by not having to drive anywhere. Are you aware of that? And we've looked at things like things that we are grateful for, that we've put things in place that we want in our life because we know that we create our life. So if you want to spend time with your family, well, create that. Make sure and start off small. Don't put a rule down that everybody has to walk together and hold hands together. No, that's taking it overboard. Do little steps, little bit by little bit. Okay, let's all sit down and have dinner together every night. Just something as simple as that. Put it in place all the time and do it every single day. When you do it every single day, after a week, you're going to go, this isn't working. Nobody's talking to each other still. But after a month, you'll see it changes, it shifts, because people become more themselves. They become more clear on what is the purpose of this. Okay, the purpose of this is to learn about each other. You put more truth in there. The more you do an action, the more truth you will create. Put some things in place like exercises. You don't need to go and run a marathon today, but go and do yourself a favor. Do 10 sit-ups every day for a week, and then increase it to 15 and 20, or do some things like that, because you are worth it. You, yes, every single person on this call has greatness in them. You deserve more. You deserve to have more. You deserve to create more, but you have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to find the truth. You have to go out of agreement with the reality that the world is telling you is happening. And you have to create your own truth. Find the truth. Make a difference. So if you guys have got value from this, just type in the word value. I would really appreciate it. I really am grateful that you guys have taken the time to be here today. It's been awesome. If you have any questions that you would like answered, please send them to Nicole at uncoveringgreatness.co.za or info@uncoveringgreatness.co.za. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, just type a comment in the Facebook, reach out to me or connect with me, and one of our team will be able to reach out to you and help you. If you are feeling like you don't know how to overcome all that stuff in your life, we can help you. We have some processes and some people that are prepared to help you shift through some of that stuff a lot faster, so you can get from the red zone into the green zone a lot quicker. And as I said in the beginning, I started my journey with Advanced Coaching and Leadership Center. It was about 3 years ago, and I just made such a difference in my life. I really want to help you make a difference in your life, because I believe that our world needs to be a green zone planet. And if it's green zone, like somebody said, well, what's the benefit for you? Well, if the benefit for me is if I'm green zone and you're green zone, we have a lot more agreement. It's win-win. Win-win for everybody. And it becomes win-win for my children. It becomes win-win for my children's children. It becomes win-win for a nation, a generation. That's how we change a nation, a generation. We do it one small step at a time, but we do it every day, all the time. We put some truth in there. We create truth. We add value to people. So I trust and I hope that I've added value to you today. Thank you for those of you that are watching live. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, thank you for taking the time to watch the webinar. And I look forward to seeing you again next week on Wednesday at 3 p.m. South Africa time. And this recording will also go onto Facebook. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time. And I just want to say one thing. Well done to investing in you, because you are worth it and you deserve more. And just a lot of people out there today are not prepared to invest in themselves. They've gone into the reality that they don't need to invest in themselves because somebody else will. So well done for investing in yourself, taking the time to believe in yourself, keep growing, keep uncovering the truth in your life, keep becoming bigger, better, greater, and uncovering more of you. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Take care, and I will see you again next week.